I love you so much, but I really need my space right now. On September 16th, Venus in Scorpio is going to enter into a square with Saturn in Aquarius. This is an interesting one because if you watch my Venus in Scorpio video, you'll know that Venus in Scorpio wants to be completely enmeshed. Venus in Scorpio wants to be close, to be connected psychically, to be able to read each other's thoughts, to be able to just know that your bond is just impeccable and that there is just this innate trust and just connection, this soul connection, this deep soul connection. And yet Venus is coming into a square with Saturn and Aquarius, which is a little icy, which is saying, you know, I love you, but I really need my space. So this is going to highlight maybe some issues in our relationships where one person is really craving a lot more closeness and intimacy, and maybe one person is maybe not even wanting space from that person specifically, but maybe they're busy. Maybe they have things that they're focused on. It's Saturn. Maybe there's work that they need to attend to or other commitments that they've already committed to, and they just have a busy schedule right now. Or maybe that's been going on. Maybe that's an issue. And so Venus square Saturn is inviting us to level up in our relationships. Saturn in Aquarius is going to make whatever the issue is crystal clear. We know exactly what it is. We know exactly what we need to work on. But you know, it's a fixed sign. So do we actually want to do the work to fix it? There's a little bit of stubbornness going on here. Ideally, though, because it's Venus and because Saturn and Venus get along, they both have dignity in the sign of Libra, where I think having Saturn in exaltation in Libra says, you know, we want to work on this. We want to be able to work on this commitment long term, which means we need to be able to have conversations. We need to have honest conversations, and we need to be able to be willing to work through our issues before we just walk away. And that's one of the gifts of Venus and Scorpio, actually, is the willingness to stay committed through thick and thin. And so whatever the issue is, while it might be difficult to have a conversation around it, because, you know, Scorpio is a mute sign. We'd rather just like hint and drop hints and wait for the other person to figure it out before pouring our heart out onto the table. But this can be a really powerful way to strengthen the relationship, is being able to work through the obstacle and make it into something that's more constructive. So yeah, there is probably going to be a theme here between craving closeness versus needing a little bit of space for whatever reason. So Venus, the other layer to this is that Venus and Scorpio wants it all. Venus and Scorpio wants it all. And so Venus and Scorpio might be trying to bargain. Like, is there a way that I can have it all? Meanwhile, Saturn is the planet of limits. And Saturn says, this is what I can give you. Does it work? Is that doable for you? Can we agree that this is the limit? This is what I'm able to give? So there may be some similar situation showing up in your life at this time, especially if you're a fixed sign. You might especially be feeling this. This doesn't have to be limited to romantic relationships, by the way. This could be any kind of relationship. It could be a business relationship with a client if you're negotiating pay. This could be a friendship with how much time you're able to give somebody versus them maybe wanting more. So this is just something to consider. But yeah, definitely worth working on and having that dialogue. The other layer to this is that this is now a time where Venus is going to begin to activate the Saturn-Uranus square, which is kind of wide at this point. Saturn and Uranus are kind of far apart, but they still have another hit coming up at the end of the year. So Venus is going to kind of link this together. So of course, the Saturn-Uranus square, we've talked a lot about it in these videos. It's a time of social upheaval where we're shifting the structures in our world radically. And this is the panorama is basically a catalyst for this. So we have an opportunity to change a lot in the structures, in the overarching structures, politically, socially, all of the above. And so Venus is going to activate that based on the things that we care so much about, because Venus is extremely passionate in the sign of Scorpio. So our values. Also, Venus in Scorpio, come on, it's going to be about money. We might see some themes going on with spending. I just saw on the news today that Biden has like a big $1 trillion plan for climate, like helping the climate crisis. So yeah, that would definitely fit the bill, like a big spending in order to help the climate crisis, because that's a huge one with this Saturn-Uranus square. So we might expect to see some more themes about that, but definitely relationship themes here. So let's try to be constructive and try to find that solution that we all want. So that was your Venus square Saturn astrology shot of the day, and I will catch you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Timing with Transits is my 11-week mentorship on the art of forecasting and astrology, and it starts this week. So there's still time to sign up. You can check out all the details on my website, and I really hope to see you there.